Welcome everyone to the Community Middle School Back to School Night for 2020. This year will undoubtedly last in our memories and be discussed for decades to come. Our teachers have been hard at work in order to ensure the highest level of instruction for all our students at CMS. Please join me and let's visit the Community Middle School staff.
Hello everybody, this is Mrs. Bennett. I'm the school nurse here at the Community Middle School. I just want everybody to know that we are doing all we can to keep your students safe during this pandemic. Hand sanitizer is located throughout the building. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me or the front office and they will get a message to me. If you have any questions, there's some information on the website about temperature. No student will be allowed in the building with a temperature over 100.4. Thank you, and here's to a healthy and happy school year.
Hi, my name is Miss Alyssa DiGirolamo, and I am the school counselor here at Community Middle School for 7th and 8th grade students. My job is to see students individually, whether that's in person or I can do a Google Meet. I'll do classroom lessons. I'm also the anti-bullying specialist. I'm a part of Intervention and Referral Services, or INRS. You can contact me at 732-852-1134 or by email adbrook.k12.nj.us. I've invited your child to join my Google Classroom page, so please check with them to make sure they've joined it. I'll be posting resources throughout the year for wellness, and also I'll be posting our character education theme of the month every month. So I look forward to a great year with you and your child. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions.
Hello everybody and welcome to Back to School Night. We are the specials team and my name is Mrs. Lunick and I will be your music teacher this year. If you have any questions during the year, please feel free to email me. Now this year in music, we will be covering a wide array of musical compositions, composers. We will also be talking about the piano keyboard. We will be talking about body percussion, clapping and stomping. And we will also be learning how to write and read rhythms. Now we're going to have our art teacher.
Hi, I'm Miss Horvath. I'm teaching art this year. The kids are going to be learning the elements of art, all about the color wheel and how to mix colors. We're going to be talking about art history, looking at different famous artists and their styles of art, so realism, abstract expressionism. And we're also going to be talking about the principles of design. And anytime that you have a question for me, my email address is khorvath@bbrook.k12.nj.us.
All right, parents and guardians of our middle school students, my name is Mr. Lay. I'm usually the health and phys ed teacher for Community Middle School. This year, however, so far we are just going to be doing health until this whole pandemic goes away. If you ever need to reach out to me, my email address is as follows, mlay@bbrook.k12.nj.us. If you have any questions regarding classwork, Google Classroom, anything that's going on, please reach out at any time. This year during health, some of the topics we'll be going over include mental health, nutrition, drugs, tobacco, alcohol, and systems of the human body and all that they entail. So again, I'm Mr. Lay. This is my email address, and if you have any questions to any of the specials teachers, please feel free to reach out to any of us at your earliest convenience.
Back Community School. I am Mrs. Danubio with 8th grade math. 8th grade general education math this year is going to be virtually, so all of your work needs to be submitted online on Google Classroom only. That is the only platform your grades will be graded on. All students can check Google Classroom at any time to see their assignments that are missing. Parents will get parent emails if you're also signed up on Google Classroom. We learn using something called Jamboard this year, so my notes as I take them are then given to your children via Google Classroom. This is the same thing with our algebra students. Algebra 1 this year is the same as the high school Algebra 1. We are doing the same content with the same textbook. So if your students want to talk to their friends or neighbors, they can ask for help that way. All students, again, have their assignments posted on Google Classroom with Jamboard notes as well. If at any time your students have any questions, all 8th graders or any student at all has virtual remediation after school from 1:20 to 2:40. This time is used for teachers to make small group, one-on-one, and we are available to answer any questions you may have from classwork, homework, tests, and quizzes, so it is the best time to reach out to your teachers. We do virtual groups online using Google Meets. Again, with that Jamboard, I can show you exactly how to do your math in real time. It is very important that you email your teachers in advance for these times, but remember, after 3:15, most of your teachers are not available to be reached. I hope we have a great school year, and remember, Mrs. Danubio, 8th grade math.
Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Behader, 7th grade math teacher here at Community Middle School. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at hbehader at bbrook.k12.nj.us. The class syllabus can be found on Google Classroom, as well as the classroom expectations and supplies that we need for the year. Okay, I look forward to a great year. Bye.
Hi there, I'm Mrs. Peterson. I teach 7th and 8th grade special education math. All resources and information that your child needs is posted on Google Classroom. I have Google Classroom set up like a notebook with in nice, easy to find sections for them to find all of their notes as well as their classwork. Okay, so each day students come in, they do a do now assignment, they have a lesson as well as a classwork assignment, and this year they will be getting homework once or twice a week. So please make them available for that. We also have remediation after school Monday through Thursday from 1:20 to 2:40. I am available at those times to meet with your child in a small group or one-on-one to answer any questions that they have. So please feel free to email me with any questions, and I look forward to working with you this year.
Hi everyone at home, I'm Mrs. Lamera. I am this year's 7th and 8th grade math lab teacher, as well as 8th grade ASI teacher. So your children will see me once a week for math lab class. Math lab will look different each week, but each and every class, your child will have a due now as the kickoff, followed by a classwork assignment that will be due by the end of that school day, followed by a homework assignment which will be due 7 days later during their next special time with me. So they will get two work assignments each class, and I will also be pulling students that may need some extra support in math, but those groups have not been determined yet. When they are chosen, you will hear from me and we can further discuss plans that we have in order to remediate and support some of the 8th grade students in math. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, as all the other teachers, it is my first initial followed by my last name and the rest of the email address. I look forward to a successful 2020-2021 school year. See you soon.
Hello, my name is Ms. Amanduera and I'm ASI 7th grade. I will be working with the students from 120 to 240. I will be pulling out students on their particular needs, and I will be working on one-on-one with students or in small group settings. If you need to reach me, I am my initial of my first name, M, and my last name, Amanduera, at K12.nj.us. Have a good year.
Welcome parents to Back to School Night. We are the English Language Arts Department, and we are all going to speak with you about our classes, and we look forward to working with you this year. So I'll start off. I am Mrs. Diaz. I am the 8th grade language arts teacher. The goal this year for 8th grade students is to become critical thinkers, critical writers, readers, speakers, and listeners as well. We read a bunch of short stories from our collections textbook, and we also do novel studies for The Giver and The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. And then my honors kids, they do The Giver and the Memoir Night. For writing, we write personal narratives, argumentative essays, informative essays, and various process pieces. Please check Google Classroom for everything. I put announcements on there, the assignments, and then check Genesis for grades. I also have a teacher website. I update it every morning with the homework or what we're doing in class. And the best way to contact me is email, kdiaz@bbrook.k12.nj.us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, as Mrs. Diaz said, welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Mrs. Darwin and I have the 7th grade for ELA. This year, one of my #1 goals is to kind of create a culture of readers in my classroom and for our virtual students at home. We're going to do this through book clubs, independent reading, opportunities for book talks that both I will be doing and the students will be doing, and just overall interacting with those novels. The students this year will have individual goals for reading. They will make predictions about the text, read various genres in different ways. Our curriculum is called Collections. We have the online textbook as well as consumables. The most used consumable will be the Close Reader Workbook. And then as well as our Scholastic Action Magazine. So those resources will be posted on Google Classroom. We will read short stories, mostly from that magazine. Again, all parents and guardians, I invited you to Google Classroom as a guardian. If you did not get an invite, please let me know. My email is best, adarwin@bbrook.k12.nj.us. Our two novels, our whole class novels that we will be doing this year are both Touching Spiritfarer and The Outsiders. Thank you.
Okay, hi parents, I'm Susan Bennett. I am the 7th and 8th grade English special ed teacher. We are using the Ready books. You hopefully have maybe seen these. They were delivered over the summer. 7th grade is blue, 8th grade is this green, aqua green color. With the Ready books, we also have an iReady, which is an online component. So they'll be doing some activities online as well from it. We use Action Magazines as a supplement, so sometimes we take stories from the Action Magazine as well. The books, they're broken down into these following sections. We read for key details, looking for the main idea of something in an informational text or a fictional text. We look for the craft or the structure. How is the story made up? in both fictional and informational text. And then the last part, we finally integrate the different types of literature together. So they give us like Romeo and Juliet, little versions of Romeo and Juliet. And then finally, the conventions of English, meaning grammar. So they do some grammar worksheets in these books also. Around January, we will be doing novels. The 7th grade will be doing Touching Spirit Bear, and my 8th grade will be doing Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I'm looking forward to a wonderful year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mr. Thine. Most of the kids call me Mr. T, and I'm the academic support instructor. What I do is I pull small groups, and all my groups are based on data. The data that we use is DRA, Lincoln, and NJSLA scores. I'm the only ASI instructor in the building during the day, but during the afternoon remediation block, Miss Langowski is here. And basically we're here to help the students to improve them on basic skills. We work with both the 7th and 8th grade primary instruction teachers, and our emails are right here, sthine@bbrook.k12.nj.us, Miss Langowski, Langowski@bbrook. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Mr. Kim. Some of you parents may already know me as that teacher who makes terrible dad jokes during class. So I teach study skills and creative writing. With the study skills class, we have 3 main goals. So we work in conjunction with the English classes for 7th and 8th grade, with the curriculum and with all the standards and skills. So the first goal we have is to support. Everything that we cover in study skills is meant to support content that is coming from the English classes. Additionally, we have our next goal being reinforce. We will have separate lessons that cover certain skills that we have decided as a department students will need to grow with and develop as we continue working with assignments this year. And finally, let's face it, there is not enough time in the day to do everything we want to do. Our class also serves as an opportunity for students to have additional time to work on content and work from the other English classes. As far as creative writing, I already told my students this is not a class where we write essays. This is a class where we are exploring more of story content. And also we will explore thought and originality and expression all through writing. So it should be a fun class this year. Please know for specialist classes, since we only meet once a week, it is imperative for students to do all of the assignments. Because if they miss 1 or 2, suddenly their grade goes down quite a bit. I will accept late work with everything going on these days. And always, if you have any questions, my email is jkim@bbrook.k12.nj.us. I look forward to getting to know you this year, and if you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you.
Hello, I am Mr. Marcus. I am the ESL teacher for CMS, so I work with both 7th and 8th graders who are learning English as a second language or 3rd or 4th. So if you grew up speaking a language other than English, you're probably going to be working with me. I have a lot of the same standards as the regular ELA groups do. So if they're writing a persuasive essay, I'm going to approach that too. But I also have a lot more grammar, and I also have social English included as well. For all the work, it's on the Google Classroom, whether you're in virtual or in person. So you can always go to check there for the classwork or for your grades. And if for some reason you can't find it, please email me. My email is at the bottom, gmarks@bbrook.k12.nj.us. And if you have any questions, you just want to say hello, please write me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mr. Nowicki. I will be teaching 8th grade science this year at the Community Middle School. And just to tell you a little bit about what our year will cover. So for the first marking period, we will be doing energy and energy transfer, which will be learning about kinetic energy and potential energy. And then for the second marking period, we will be studying chemistry. And with that, we will learn about the periodic table and atoms and how they bond and why they bond in preparation for high school. Also, the third marking period then will be forces, motion, and fields. which deals with Newton's laws, once again, preparation for high school. And then waves and their applications, which we will learn about the electromagnetic spectrum and different types of waves and what they do.
And I'm Mr. Lee. I will be teaching 7th grade science. In the 7th grade science curriculum, we start off talking about Earth's water and the atmosphere. In the second marking period, we go on to the geological processes and history, where we'll talk about rocks and minerals, mountain formation, earthquakes, volcanoes. After that, we go into the lesson, the unit on the Earth and human activity. We as humans living on this planet Earth, we interact with the Earth's processes, and this unit goes into that. And then we finish off the year with space sciences. More information is posted on my Google Classroom. This is core syllabus, and our email addresses are up here if you need to contact us for any further information.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Sacchi. I'm the in-class support teacher for science at Community Middle School. I support Mr. Nowicki and Mr. Lee with your students, as well as also I am the LLD teacher for science here at Community Middle School. I look forward to a great year, a successful year. I feel like we are all scientists. We all deserve the chance and opportunity to become critical thinkers and observe. That's through observation of our world, and that's what we do best. If you have any questions, if you feel like you need to schedule time out of class, feel free to email me or call the school, and we are just excited for a great year. Thank you.
Everybody, we are Boundbrook Community Middle School's Social Studies Department. My name's Mr. Heiser. I teach 7th grade.
I'm Mr. Fisher. I teach 8th grade.
And my name is Mr. Dennis. I'm in-class support for both 7th and 8th grade.
This year, we're looking for a lot of good things to happen with all your children and making sure we're going to expand. But before we get started that, Mr. Fisher is going to explain what social studies actually is.
All right, social studies examines different subtopics in historical context. These subcontexts are things like art, religion, economics, the government, just so all those social different ways societies interacted with each other, but we're just going to look through different periods of time. So the idea here is we're going to try to make connections between periods of time, if they're in different locations, or if they're things that kind of go before and precede each other. So we are going to look at some of the rules first, and then get into the topics.
So some of the rules, welcome, we want to get everyone back into their classroom. We just want to make sure the transition's easy and make sure that everyone knows the foundations of how to be respectful in the classroom and on virtual setting. So we first off want you to make sure you wear a mask so we can prevent the spread and everyone can have an educational experience. Absolutely no food in school because we are wearing masks 100% of the time. If you do need to go to the bathroom, you must sign out with your Chromebook chart. Bathroom breaks can be within the first 5 and cannot be within the first 5 and last 5 of class. There will absolutely be no cell phones in class, no hoods or hats or covers of that nature. Appropriate behavior during video chat, so making sure that our mic and camera are off when instructed to, or when a teacher such as myself, Mr. Heiser, or Mr. Fisher are instructing the students through a PowerPoint presentation. With that being said, make sure we're just being respectful at the end of the day to each other, and we're so happy to have you guys back in that nature.
Alright, first I'm going to kind of talk about some of this year's topics in regards to the 8th grade setting. So we are going to be picking up with the Middle Ages, and we're going to focus a lot on European history between the Middle Ages and World War I, so we're looking from around 500 to 1914. So we're looking at all these different kind of movements that kind of happened within each other in a very similar time period, such as the Renaissance and Reformation. We have a rebirth of culture and a revolt against the Catholic Church. We have the Age of Exploration, so when the Americas were discovered, so we're going to look at who explored and where. We are going to look at times of kings and queens, known as absolutism. We will also look at the Enlightenment, which led to revolution, so we're going to make connections between how people use science and thought to restructure governments, we're going to try to connect it to what's happening kind of socially today. And then finally, we are going to get to the Industrial Revolution, which was our first early modern kind of revolution. Now we're looking at a technical revolution, but we could not have done it without this mechanical industrial revolution.
Okay, in 7th grade, we're going to talk everything from origins, which basically is the beginning of time, prehistory, all the way up to recorded history. We're going to discuss that. We're going to fly through some of the other concepts as far as how communities and how civilizations developed. Everything from the Fertile Crescent all the way up through medieval times, where 8th grade will pick up when we leave off, kings and queens. So there's a lot we're going to discuss. We're also going to talk about Egypt, and we're going to talk about Africa and Asia and the Middle East and everything that deals with all those continents and other sides. So with that being said, 7th grade, we have a lot of history to go through in a little amount of time. So it's crucial important that we make sure we stay up on our assignments and do the right thing to make sure we're on task.
And my role in the classroom will be obviously to support both Mr. Heiser and Mr. Fisher with this. Because we cover such a vast majority of history, students might tend to get lost or confused, and our role, or my role simply, is to make sure that the students' individual needs are met and that we can stay on focus and stay on pace with the classes.
Cool. So all three of us this year are going to be very skill-centric. We understand that not everyone is a historian at heart, so they might not be their favorite subject, or they might have trouble understanding some of the concepts and connections. So this year, we really want to start building a lot of skills that are going to be transferred throughout different classes, different grades, and then into our professional and life settings, just kind of out of our non-scholarly setting, I guess. So we're going to be working on our reading comprehension. We're going to be working on combining sentences, summarizing information. This way, we can read and understand information and then transfer it back. We're going to work on citing information, so giving people credit for their work instead of plagiarizing. We're going to be looking at maps, working on being like a conscious human by looking at current events and then hopefully being able to talk about them. So we got public speaking there too. Being a current citizen, there's tons of different skills, and Mr. Heiser will wrap us up with those skills.
And one of the biggest skills we're going to really work on is our writing. We all want to improve our writing skills, and one of the biggest ways we do that is by answering 5 W's. Who are we talking about? When did this event happen? Or, where did this event happen? What is the actual event? Tell us the story, and actually why is this impactful in today, and why is it impactful to us? So these 5 questions, anytime your children start to write and you aren't seeing one of those questions be answered, you should ask your child, where's this question being answered? Where's this question? Where's the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why? These are crucial for us to understand what's going on in today's world and how to identify things properly. So that's the way we're going to look at it this year. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope you have a great year.
I hope you enjoyed visiting with us. If you missed any part of this video, a link has been shared on the CMS webpage. You will also be able to find a copy of the PowerPoint presentation regarding HIV and Title I funds. Let's have a great school year, and go Knights!